Welcome, SGL, to the final cup match of this week. And it is in the championship division. That's right, we have the lower semifinal for the championship cup right here between Steel Army of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and EC Eternal of the Seattle Sounders. This is the only Mazar, and we are going to be kicking off very soon on this very cold Sunday. And speaking of very cold, it had snowed a ton here in Toronto. I would not be surprised if it snowed a ton everywhere else. Chris, good to see you in chat. You said you got 13 inches of snow, but it was supposed to be 22. Yeah, we were told it was going to be around 50 centimeters, which is kind of around 22 inches. Thereabouts. So, you know what? I'll take it. Could have been much worse for us. But yeah, it's been a really, really bad day today. See if we can get this started very soon. Both teams are ready to go. We just need to make sure everything else is set up just fine. And if you're wondering why I started a little late, I was following the NFL match today between the Seahawks and LA Rams, as well as the Toronto Raptors basketball game, which did thankfully end on time. It's just the other one that couldn't finish quickly enough. But, you know, there was some last-second action going, and congrats to the Seattle Seahawks for making the Super Bowl to face off against the New England Patriots in what is going to be a kick-ass Super Bowl match. Hopefully as good as, if not better than, the 2015 one. Oh, shoot, your birthday's smart, Chris? Well, happy early birthday to you, my man. 1 year older. And some will say one step closer to dying, but you know what? We all come into this earth and we all leave this earth at some point, so gotta make the most of your time. But yeah, whilst we wait for both teams to join and get started, I just want to do a quick preview of this matchup between Steel Army and EC Eternal. Let's take a look at their journey in the Championship Cup so far. And as you can see right here, both teams had to go down relatively early into the lower bracket. Steel Army had their first match in the upper semifinal against the Rebellion, got swept, and had to go down. EC Eternal had a 7-game banger against Saxon Rose in the upper quarterfinal before losing in 7 against the finalist in the upper bracket, Frontera Azul, again in 7 games. So now we have Frontera Azul in the lower final, courtesy of having lost to Rebellion, and they'll face off against one of Steel Army and EC Eternal. Steel Army disposing of EC Defiance in 5 games, EC Eternal sweeping Los Verdes. And that's how we end up where we are right now. Both teams are in. We are going to kick off very soon, chat. Give your predictions in this chat right now. I am thinking it's going to go 6 games. I think EC Eternal will step up and make it difficult for Steel Army, but I do see Steel Army going to the final. Chris and Bonk both saying EC Eternal winning. I like that pick because EC Eternal has been getting better. Steel Army in 5, says Nelly. Oh, interesting. J-Bomb, good to see you in chat. Los Verdes is stockpiling talent for next season. I mean, they got players. Well, they have the talent, but we'll talk about that later. Here we go. Let's get us going live right now. You didn't miss anything. Steel Army versus EC Eternal, game 1. Big boom up, open net right there for Philosophy Girl, but she couldn't get her angle set. Tries to go for the challenge, misses contact. EC Eternal with a hot start. Steel Army could have been behind right there, but now they have a chance to go forward themselves. Bear Blitz moving it forward. Huskies getting it out. Let's go over the lineups real quick. Bear Blitz stepping it right forward. The trio of brothers for Steel Army facing off against Deep Sea Huskies and Philosophy Girl of EC Eternal. And I like this lineup from EC Eternal. Strongest possible lineup. Try to take advantage of this matchup. Get that head start. Put Steel Army under pressure as well. But it's Steel Army who take the lead. Quick counterattack. No time to waste. Devitt beats one. Squares it to Bear Blitz, who powers it in with an 81 mile per hour, 129 kilometer per hour zinger straight to the center of the net. Gets that bullseye, and Steel Army lead 1-0. So far, the guys that predicted Steel Army taking it, looking decent so far, but it is a long cup match. So best of 7 instead of a best of 5, and we also have the other twist of extra game modes possibly coming into play in the even numbered games. That's game 2, game 4, and game 6. And the loser gets to pick that game mode. So it's similar to the Gamers 8 format that was a thing for the past couple of years. We'll see how this game 1 develops. It's been a bit even so far, but Steel Army are looking for their second right now. Oh, what a big win for Devitt. That's an open net for Huskies. You know he doesn't miss those. And there it is, the guaranteed Huskies goal, courtesy of a huge miss by Devitt. You don't see that from him all the time, by the way. And EC Eternal will be very thankful for that. They get the equalizer, and it's 1 apiece with a lot of Rocket League remaining in this game 1. Chris said Steel Army take 1 game and EC will dominate the rest. Well, we'll see if they can do that. Right now, Steel Army on top of their game right now. And after conceding the equalizer, they come up with quick fire vengeance. And they get the second, courtesy of Devitt. 10 seconds after kickoff, Steel Army take back the lead. Huskies now taking over. Just a loose touch, though. Allows Red4 to clear it away. Another miss from Philosophy Girl. Red4 controls the ball. Beats one to Bear Blitz, who pops it up. Tries to look for a 50, but Huskies saw where he was. Touched it down on the floor and gets away with that. And now he needs to get involved again to try and clear it out. Red4, though, keeps up the pressure. Bear Blitz trying to close in on that. Chooses to take the patient approach and let Devitt take over. Devitt with a nice 50. He has a chance to center it. Pops it high up. Bear Blitz doesn't get enough control of the car to get a solid enough contact. And both Devitt and Red4 committed forward. Bear Blitz on his own. Bear Blitz does just enough. And then Devitt takes care of the rest. But EC Eternal are showing that they're here to play. And they're not going to give up without a fight. 2-1 still with just over 2 minutes remaining. Oh, this is a bit of an awkward moment for EC Eternal. Deepsy needs to get back, and he couldn't get back on time. Devitt gets it second. Back to front yet again. Red4 all the way up. Devitt waiting for the corner bounce, and he gets the final shot in. Open net. You know he's going to score those. Steel Army are now up 3-1. We've seen EC Eternal come back from these situations. They are not fazed by going down. They're not fazed by being on the back foot. They keep playing the way they want to play. They don't try to overthink and overdo. They like to keep their game simple. That's what makes them such a good team this season for their first season together. Steel Army, though, are trying to flex their muscles. They're looking for a 3-goal lead, trying to get the fourth. Devitt with another center gets his brother Bear Blitz in, and both Devitt and Bear with 2 goals each. Steel Army are running away with it in game 1. For EC Eternal, even if they lose this game 1, I don't think they'll be worried about that because they have control over the extra game mode. And if they make the right choice, they can get back into this. Another thing to consider, chat, about the Championship Cup this season is the community voted to have a different way to allocate server regions. So in the Premier, if the teams don't have the same server, we automatically go to US Central. So take the matchup between Timbers Army and Los Verdes. Sorry, not Los Verdes, Los Cinco Doce. Timbers Army's preferred server is US West. Los Cinco Doce is US Central. Because they differ, we went to US Central for all 7 games. Here, though, if they differ, and they do, EC Eternals is US West, Steel Armies is US East, we go with a specific order. So the first 2 games are going to be played in US East. Games 3 and 4 will be played in US West. And then after that, Game 5, US East, Game 6, US West, and Game 7, US East. So for EC Eternal, I don't think they'll be too fussed about Game 1. They'll get the chance to pick their game mode for Game 2, and if they can get the win in Game 2, it will essentially be like a breakpoint for them, because they'll be going into Game 3 1 apiece with a game in their preferred server region. But now Game 1 is over. Steel Army are up 1-0 in this matchup as we await EC Eternal's pick for the extra game mode. And as you can see right here, Philosophy Girl had a bit of a rough Game 1, just not really able to get herself involved. Deep Sea and Huskies tried as they could, but that Steel Army team got going. After a bit of a sloppy start themselves, Debit and Bear Blitz coming off hot, and then Red 4 in support. Skyline, welcome on in, bro. Thank you very much for the 100-bit donation. As always, much appreciated, brother. Yeah, we'll see what the pick is for EC Eternal in this Game 2 as we wait for everyone to join in. Apologize for the silence. This chat, I'm the only one trying to run everything, so if you notice some silence, I'm just making sure everything's taken care of and accounted for. We have both teams getting back in. We are going to be kicking off Game 2 very soon, and it is Drop Shot. Yes, EC Eternal picked Drop Shot for Game 2. Here we go. And we see a substitution as well from them. Mr. Funk coming in for Huskies. Now you'd think this would favor Steel Army on paper, given their aerial prowess if you've seen both Bear Blitz and Debit play. But don't discount EC Eternal. Deep Sea himself is also very, very good in the air. Funk has been getting better and better as well, and he in particular is very good with the challenges and 50s. Philosophy Girl is always capable of something unexpected, so don't be surprised if EC Eternal can mount an upset right here in Drop Shot. Nelly asks, what's my Super Bowl prediction? We could talk a bit more on that later. Honestly, it could go either way. I can't really tell right now. That's the thing. If I say one team right now, I'll flip-flop to another team. So maybe we could talk about that in a bit. Right now, it's a bit of an even affair so far, but Steel Army have created some openings in the orange half. EC Eternal now trying to get themselves some damage and create a goal themselves, but the ball goes into the other half, and that goal in the middle widens a bit more. Two big gaps for EC Eternal to defend, and they couldn't defend the one in the middle. Bear Blitz comes up, gets the dunk on Deepsy, and gives Steel Army the lead. Sorry, I said gets the dunk on Deepsy. I apologize. It wasn't him. It was Philosophy Girl coming in with Huskies. Bear Blitz getting the final touch. Nonetheless, Steel Army do take the lead. We finally see an opening. Two openings, rather, in the blue half. We'll see if Steel Army can deal with that, but so far they have looked pretty comfortable. Nice challenge right there to prevent any real damage. They couldn't stop Debit, though. And now we're starting to see some color in the orange half. Let's going high up to the big gap and gets a big amount of damage. And slowly but surely, EC Eternal are leaving themselves vulnerable to a potential second goal. Blitz doing a good job of keeping up the damage in the orange half. EC Eternal just looking a little disheveled. Ooh, somehow that ball didn't bounce. Debit couldn't get the final damage right there. EC Eternal get away with it. Might they be able to get a goal, though? The ball is in the blue half. Deep Sea coming in hot, trying to center it for Funk, who couldn't get the final touch. As the clock keeps ticking, it's still 1-0 to Steel Army. But it could be 1-1 as well. Ball going in towards Red 4. Gets a nice touch, but it's too low. Deep Sea trying to go towards the goal, but he instead hits the corner. The ball pops up, floating in the orange half. Oh, that's my bouncing towards the net. Philosophy Girl gets her first goal in this match. And it comes off of a 50, off a Red 4. The ball ricochets up to the ceiling, bounces down, no one there to keep it out. And EC Eternal are back in it, one apiece, but they have to contend with a lot of damage in the orange half. Chris, I understand your situation with the internet. If your Wi-Fi is really bad, I'd suggest just streaming at a lower bitrate. Hopefully that helps. We're starting to see some good passing here off of EC Eternal. Steel Army having to defend a bit. Now they can go on the aggressive. Red 4 pops it up for Bear Blitz, who's trying to get a shot into the gap. And what a good finish from Bear. Had all the time in the world to adjust his Fennec and gets the soft touch into that opening. And Bear gets the goal for Steel Army. They're now up 2-1. So far, it's just been a back and forth affair. One team gets the goal, the other comes back. One team gets a lot of damage, the other gets some damage of their own. What is going to be the difference maker in this drop shot game? We shall see in the final minute and a bit more. Oh, what a great touch. There's a big opening now at the middle. Steel Army, they need to keep that ball in the orange half. Oh, that's not good. There's a chance there for Funk, but Devin just gets back and makes a big save to keep Steel Army in the lead. Now Bear Blitz gets his his hat trick. And Steel Army are up by 2 goals with 40 seconds remaining. Might they be able to go 2 games up? Can they hold on? Or can EC Eternal come back with 40 seconds left on the clock? Time's running out. All EC Eternal are having to deal with is more damage in the orange half. They finally get it out to the blue half. They gotta get a goal real quick. Damage won't cut it right now. But Steel Army are just wasting more and more time. Bear Blitz carrying it to the other end. He's still next to the ball. Red 4 gets it up. Ball popped up. And I think it's safe to say that Steel Army have gotten game 2 in the bag. So, with this game 2 done and dusted, chat, we are going to be going into a brand new server. It is now going to be in US West. Games 3 and 4 will now be played out in US West. So bear with me as I get the lobby remade for the next game. Blitz and Debit coming out big in this game. If you're looking at the shots line, that's not the number of shots they took. That's the amount of damage they produced. Only reason it's doing that is because we've moved on to a Game 3 lobby with a soccer game mode. But 77 damage from Bear Blitz, 76 from Debit. I think that tells its own story. Both of them getting more damage than all of EC Eternal combined, each on their own. That is incredible. It's a bit of a tough game for EC Eternal right here, but maybe they might fare better in US West. This might be the chance for them to come back if they could get games 3 and 4 in. And so far, J-Bomb and Nelly looking good with their predictions. Chris, unfortunately, your prediction is gone. EC Eternal are down 2 right now. Here we go. Let's see if they can come back and get a game off of Steel Army. But they have a lot of work cut out for them as a Daipo and Funk come in. Sorry, for Philosophy Girl and Well, I thought Deep Sea was out. Never mind. Oh, Deep Sea is out, yeah. So Daipo and Deep Sea. Daipo in for Deep Sea. Funk stays. Philosophy Girl goes out. Huskies comes back in. Unfortunately for them, they're down in an instant. Steel Army already take the lead 1-0. Ooh, that could have been a second right there off of an audacious double, but now Bear Blitz trying to go for a shot off target. Red 4 off of the post, and no one is there from Steel Army to follow up. Huskies gets it out, beats one, but gets bumped away. And now Bear Blitz takes control yet again, trying to look for a 50, a center. A Daipo is there right on cue to make sure that the ball doesn't go into the middle to an open Steel Army player. Devin at the midfield, trying to win a challenge, and he does. And now EC Eternal are pinned back as Red 4 comes in for a dunk. Just couldn't get any contact. This Steel Army side is looking very good. Debit has a third, looking pretty comfortable, but he's still been actively involved. Ball goes into the middle. No one there to meet it. Bearman's going for a double. He couldn't make it there. Red 4 gets beaten as well. Debit has to keep it up. He's going for his own double, but both Funk and a Daipo combine to keep it out. EC Eternal, though, are rooted at the back. They need to get out fast. Otherwise, Steel Army might have the chance to get their second right here. And they might get it right here, but what a save from Husky. A slow shot from Bear. Still needed to be dealt with, and Huskies gets back right on time to make the save. And now the ball's at the other end. Funk off the backboard. Huskies is there, and he gets the equalizer. Steel Army's turn to get caught off guard. Adolfo with a big bump on Red 4. Funk with a great center, and Huskies is there to tap it into the back of the net. EC Eternal are back, one apiece. Chat, a reminder to hydrate. You don't want to lose your voice like James Bot did today. And boy, was he sounding raspy. We'll see if Steel Army can recover from this, but EC Eternal have looked good so far. Shot towards the net. Huskies with the composure to dribble it away. Beating one. Just doesn't have control to get back to the second touch. And now Bear Blitz. Sorry, Devitt going for a shot. Red 4 couldn't make it. Red 4's presence has been throwing off EC Eternal, but he just hasn't been getting the key touches. And it's been the Bear Blitz and Devitt show. Bear Blitz picking up the ball on the right flank. Passing it into the middle. Devitt right there to power it in with a 68 mile per hour, 108 kilometer per hour shot off of Alan's BangersOnly.com radar gun. Steel Army are up 2-1. Devitt to Bear yet again. That combination's been working so well. Red 4 going in for the finish off the backboard. Adolfo just not able to reposition himself. And Devitt gets his second. Red 4 credited with the assist. And Steel Army are up by 2. They lead 3-1. Now, if you remember their league encounter in week 1, EC Eternal came back and made a big impact in game 3. Winning convincingly to get their first game win in SGL as a team. But now they have a much tougher test to deal with. Steel Army looks sharper, they look quicker, they look more imposing. And right now they are more clinical, getting their fourth. Blitz with his second. A soft floater. Every EC Eternal player trying to dive for that. None of them can make contact with the ball. The goal in the orange end explodes, and Steel Army are up 4-1 with 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. Might they be able to go up 5? Just not a clean contact. And now Funk gets it out. Game 1 finished 5-1 in Steel Army's favor. EC Eternal, though, still have time to come back. They are playing in US West, so they should be able to be a bit more clinical and precise. Funk going with a shot. Devitt right there to make a save. Just not enough power to put him in trouble. And now the ball fighting gets cleared out to the other end. Red 4 playing it out to Devitt, who tries to align himself, gets a bouncer in front of the net. Blitz couldn't get the final shot. Red 4 can't finish it either. Devitt following up yet again. He gets it off of the post, and the ball is still in the orange goal mouth. Devitt following up. Nobody there to challenge him. Devitt gets his fourth. Steel Army get their fifth with 63 seconds remaining. The scoreline is now the same as it was in game 1. Steel Army are up 5-1. Hey, good to see you in chat, Warrant. Has been a chaotic game with goals, and Huskies gets one here. His second of the game. EC Eternal second. Well placed, by the way. We've been seeing some really good placed shots in the past few weeks. Huskies adding to that right here. 3-goal margin yet again with 56 seconds remaining. We have seen teams come back from this deficit in less than a minute. All it will take is one clinical finish, and Funk might be able to provide that. Should he be able to get to the ball? He does. Centers it for Huskies. A soft floater, not on target. Funk going for the demo, doesn't get it. Bear Blitz challenges. The ball is still in front of the blue net, and Devitt finally gets it out with 30 seconds remaining. Oh, this might be the opening for EC Eternal. Bear Blitz and Red 4 cross wires, but Bear Blitz keeps control. He has the boost to keep this going. He tries to flick it past Huskies. Couldn't get it high enough. But the clock is still ticking. It's a 3-goal deficit that they need to make up. And in the final 10 seconds, they have to get a goal right now. But the time is not on their side. And Steel Army see off. EC Eternal win Game 3 and set themselves up with match point. Right, this is a critical moment for EC Eternal. They have to make the right game mode choice right here. They tried drop shot, Steel Army saw them off. We'll see what they have to pick now. Because not only do they have to pick the game mode that they are best suited to, they also have to pick a game mode that Steel Army are the weakest in. And right now, looking at how they're playing, I struggle to think of a game mode that would unsettle Steel Army, but we shall see what they have. This has been the Debit and Bear Blitz show so far. Red 4 doesn't need to do as much, but his presence has also thrown off EC Eternal, diving in, just causing chaos in the opposite end. But right now, that EC Eternal team has no answer for the Debit Bear Blitz combination. All right, we are now set to kick off Game 4. Both teams now joining and entering the field of play. And we are going to be playing Snow Day. We are in Utopia Coliseum and there's snow on the floor. Here we go. Will EC Eternal keep this going? Or will Steel Army go on to face off against Frontera Azul? Uh-oh, bit of an awkward moment right there. Adifo tried to capitalize on it, just couldn't get the touch to threaten Steel Army. And now, Red 4 brings it up to the opposite end, off of the ceiling. Bear Blitz! Get the first! I said Red 4, but that was all Bear Blitz's work! Gets the puck to the backboard, drops down from the ceiling, gets that final touch in front of the net. What a start for Steel Army! They take the lead 1-0, and they are looking very likely to go to the lower final. Andrea, aka Philosophy Girl, in the game in chat saying, "Can I get the Hawks off my mic?" No, trust me, I totally get it. First Super Bowl appearance since 2015? Absolutely. Enjoy that. Meanwhile, Steel Army are looking to end this real quick. And now Bear Blitz is starting to pop off. He is showing us why he should be considered as the MVP in the championship in Season 10. Off of the ceiling, preserving his flip, gets it in, and beats two EC Eternal players to score on the open net. Steel Army are up 2-0. We have yet to play a minute. Adifo trying to turn around and get control, but Red 4 gets there before him. Red 4 trying to touch it down and right into the middle. A whole lot of chaos right now. EC Eternal don't get away with it. That could have been dangerous right there. Any touch could have risked the puck going into the orange net. But Steel Army keep this up. They're keeping up the pressure. Red 4, though, couldn't beat Adifo. And now Philosophy Girl brings it into the orange goal mouth. Good clearance by Debit. Bit of chaos still. Bear Blitz gonna get the proper touch. Adifo keeping it close, trying to go for a low 50. 2v1 right there, but Redford just shuts it up, and he keeps it going. Gets bumped by his brother, but it all works out. Bear Blitz to the opposite corner. Redford gets his reward for all the hard work in the blue end, all of his great defending and support play. He's at the end of that debit pass straight into the middle, 100 mile per hour, 160 kilometers per hour, off of Allen's BangersOnly.com radar gun. And Steel Army are up 3-0 in this game, whilst they're 3-0 up in this match. Hey, Utopia, good to see you in chat. And Bear Blitz comes in and gets his hat trick. This game is running away from EC Eternal right now. They picked Snow Day, but it's not working out for them at all. Steel Army are up 4-0. Might this be the end of EC Eternal's run in the Championship Cup? Steel Army, they want to show no mercy. They're looking for a fifth right now. Just want to keep adding to the goals. Might EC Eternal get one back though? This is sitting well for Funk! He couldn't get it in, that goes off the crossbar! EC Eternal should have had it right there, but now they need to defend. The puck is at the opposite end. Philosophy Girl gets there first, touching it towards the net. Red 4 with a save. Red 4 with the dribble out, but Philosophy Girl intercepts him. Centered yet again. Funk trying to keep it going. Someone needs to take charge. A pitch towards the backboard. Red 4 sees it off, gets the corner boost. And now he pushes up as Bear Blitz takes over. Nice pass attempt right there, but Adifo couldn't get there on time. The net is open. Oh my goodness, the net is so open. And Debit gets his first after making 2 assists. Steel Army have run away with it completely. With 2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining, they are up 5-0. Chris, feeling a bit downtrodden on his prediction. Could have had EC Eternal going all the way, but Steel Army have started this incredibly, and they haven't let the foot off the gas pedal either. Now they're getting the passes going. Once again, Debit and Bear Blitz combining together very well. And Red 4 comes in, gets his second. He has a chance to join his brother Bear Blitz in getting that hat trick. 6-0 with 1 minute 44 seconds remaining. I think it's safe to say that Steel Army are going to be going to the lower final to face off against Frontera Azul unless EC Eternal spring a miraculous comeback. With how good EC Eternal have looked as the season has progressed, this is a stark reality check for them as Steel Army come in and decimate, and do so with no mercy too. EC Eternal have conceded their 7th. Still a lot of time for some more goals. My goodness, Steel Army are trying to send a message to the championship that they want the cup. 7-0. Man. We saw something similar in the Premier Cup, but that was in Game 7 after both teams expended all of their physical and mental and emotional energies. But right here, this is in Game 4. And Steel Army have completely destroyed EC Eternal right here. 1 minute 11 seconds remaining. 8-0 up. They don't want to concede a goal. They just want to score more and more. And at this rate, EC Eternal have had a good run. But they bow out in the lower semifinal. Finishing in the top 4, which is a decent accomplishment for them. They have done better than EC Defiance have. So, honestly, They should be happy about this in the grand scheme of things, but if you're in this position, you won't feel good losing, especially when you're getting swept like this. We enter the final 30 seconds. Might EC Eternal get one goal, get their consolation? Steel Army are doing all they can to stop that. Nice challenge there by Bear. Gets the puck to the opposite end. Big demo from Red 4. He has control, but the spawn works out in EC Eternal's favor. No ninth goal for Steel Army. I don't think they care, though. They're happy enough to be going in to the lower final. Bear Blitz doesn't score on the open net. It's over. GG's. Steel Army see off EC Eternal with a sweep. They're going to be going into the lower final to face off against Frontera Azul. There's not much more to say, chat. This was an absolute demolition job. Steel Army came in, took over, and saw off EC Eternal. I will say this, I was very happy to see EC Eternal rotate. I'm still glad that they keep that up, giving everyone a chance to play, everyone some minutes. You don't see too many teams trying this when they're in a position like this, but EC Eternal stick true to their guns and say, we're going to give every player some action in each and every match. And they've done so right here. All right, we're not going to be finishing up just yet. We're going to have a couple of interviews for you before we end the stream. Let us welcome in the first person to be interviewed. Sorry, bear with me. Just make sure everything is set up and good to go. And yes, it is. All right, let's bring on in Debit from Steel Army. Debit, you guys were in fifth gear throughout that match, making sure that you saw off EC Eternal relatively quickly. What was the mentality going in for you guys in this match?
Honestly, it was super confusing. Like, I was warming up with Red and Bear, doing our normal thing. We're waiting for like other teammates to come in. Then like legitimately like 5 minutes before game time, I'm like, wait, do I have more teammates or no? And then it was just like, well, nope, it's just us. So you're like, you know what? Let's just do the best we can to make this easy on ourselves and have a decent night. Then we just went out with that mentality. Bear definitely did his good share of it. Red 4 contributed well, and I just kind of had to, deliver on what I could and just went from there.
I mean, speaking of, Bear Blitz and Red 4, Red 4, I'm gonna be very blunt. He was basically doing a lot of cardio for your team, but he still played a big part in that whole matchup. How do you value his contribution compared to yourself and Bear?
I think everybody, whenever it comes to the Rocket League pitch, especially when you're gonna feel a team, in a league like SGL, you got to be ready for so many different play styles that you're gonna find value in most play styles, and you just hope you don't repeat too much on one. Whenever it comes to player strengths, you kind of want to complement each other best as possible, and that's where Red can honestly offer something that he can go in and be comfortable being lead block or just going in for offensive chances. Meanwhile, I'll just sort of stay comfy back, make sure nothing goes crazy out there. That's where he's good suited for that. He's good to pressure, and then if need be, I can just come in and just clean up any business from there. And I think that's where he slots in at least where Raisin Boy can as well. So I think, like, even if he doesn't have like all the flair that Raisin Boy does, he definitely has the grit and honestly a bit of confusing movement compared to other players. So that's where I value him more.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, he kind of gave you a Bear Blitz the platform to play your own game, and you two were absolutely phenomenal, combining so well together. How do you guys develop that synergy?
To be fair, I think it was literally just built over playing this dumb game since 2017, 2018. Drinks may or may not be involved every time. And yeah, I think you just get used to each other's playstyles. Even if you double commit, you still know like where to slot yourself well. It's like even whenever it comes to like most ranked games or whatever, like we can just play without even like calming because we just know we can like build around each other. I think it just took that amount of time and we just go with it at this point. It's honestly super fun to have in a team.
Well, there you go. And I know you mentioned that Drakes may have been involved. I know Adifos basically saying if people play sober. I mean, honestly, I kind of see where he's coming from given the state of the game nowadays, but in what state would you say you're more comfortable playing the game? It's sober or drunk?
Not gonna lie, the brain off mode is probably my favorite. So Saturday nights, usually where I find myself the best. Tonight, it wasn't the case tonight. I was going calm, cool, collected, just trying to take it easy. But the Saturday night sessions where you get a couple in you just to have a little fun and just turn the brain off, that's when you can somehow develop your best occasionally. Because then you're kind of just carefree. And you just learn to, you know, go against your inhibitions to, I don't know, whatever mechanics or dumb thing you might be not considering doing. Gets you to try stuff.
Oh yeah, and I think that's a good way to approach the game as well. Just not trying to worry about your gameplay. Try different things. I think that helps you get better as well, for sure. And speaking of getting better, I mean, you played against EC Eternal in that week 1 and they made a positive impression. You've seen them improve over time. How did they feel for you this game? I mean, you guys saw them off convincingly, but, you know, were they still posing a challenge to you guys in your gameplay?
I think in some aspects, yes, because they still had Funk and Huskies out there. So it did provide a different level compared to what we saw the first week. I wish I would have seen a little bit more out of Deep Sea. I know that dude is a competitor. So I really want to see him, like, you know, continue to grind that game, be that player that ECE is going to be relying on for more of his mechs. I think he's such a solid player. I don't think we just got him at his best today. But yeah, I think they're just a developing team. They'll keep getting better. They keep rotating. So I think it will be kind of similar to how, you know, like, the Los Verdes of old used to be, how Defiance used to be. I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about them. Like, I know we like saw them off, but sometimes I think that's just, you know, a day-by-day thing.
Absolutely. Well, final question. You guys, you know, you made it to the lore final, and you're still a bit of a ways away in the Championship League. Are you going to be prioritizing the cup now to try and win that at the very least, or are you going to still go for the league?
We go for everything in this house. We don't know the definition of tanking for something or trying too hard for something else. We're gonna, yeah, literally just take every competition as is, because it feels better to win rather than to lose. So expect our best. Even if we don't play our best, we're definitely gonna be trying every game out there.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Absolutely, that's good to hear. Well, that about does it for our interview. Debit, you have the floor. Say what you want to say. Give your shout outs. Go ahead.
I'd shout out the boys, Red and Bear, my brothers in arms and family. Got it done tonight. Good sweep. Shout out Blind for Archer Sea Loves. I like that guy playing against his old team. And pretty cool stuff there. Shout out to you for producing and commentating this match solo, doing this cup week. And yeah, shout out ECE. Keep getting better every day. And thank everybody in chat for watching tonight. We'll see you another time.
Speaking of another time, I mean, you'll be there for the podcast, right? So tomorrow or Tuesday?
Maybe. I'm thinking tomorrow. If I had to guess, it's probably tomorrow.
All right, well, we will let you know when the podcast happens. But yeah, we will be seeing Devitt sooner than later. Devitt, thank you very much for the interview. Have a good night. We'll catch you soon.
Of course. See you.
There you have it. A jolly Devitt leaves. Playing amidst the snowstorm. Out there. But his team have seen off EC Eternal. And speaking of EC Eternal, we have our second interview ready to go. So let's welcome on in Andrea, aka Philosophy Girl. Tough loss for your team. I mean, we were all hoping you guys would get a couple of games in and test Steel Army, but they saw you off convincingly. I am aware that, you guys were following the Seahawks, watching them, and celebrating their win. Do you think that kind of took away from your performance tonight?
I mean, they balled out, like, entirely. I do feel like we were pretty unprepared. Usually we'd play for, like, hours before and get, like, fully ready and, like, hang out with each other, play Rocket League for a while, get locked in, but that's not really much of an excuse, I don't think any of our other matches have felt that. I haven't felt that dunked on this entire season until that game, even maybe not even Rebellion.
Oh, trust me, I don't think we were all expecting this. My personal opinion, when I saw Steel Army come out with Devitt, Bear Blitz, and Red 4, I'm like, ooh, they're there for the taking, because they tend to be at their best when they have Raisin Boy in. So I thought maybe there's potential, but they still came out looking relatively comfortable. Where do you guys think you could have improved and had a better chance?
I don't know. Like, I feel like they just completely dominated the field. Like, we were pinned in the entire game. We didn't have boost. They were getting shot after shot after shot after shot. I wasn't able to win 50s further up the field. None of us were really able to do that often tonight, and well, it leads to this result.
But look at it this way: in the grand scheme of things, you guys have finished top 4 in this cup. Given EC Defiance and where they finish, I mean, you finished ahead of them. So how do you see your cup tournament progression in the grand scheme of things?
I mean, it was a good run, and I thought we could have gone further, but we're here, and I think we're gonna look to try to be a little bit more prepared against some of these other teams. Maybe next time we play Steel Army, we can put up a better fight. And I really look forward to playing Azul, because I think that's the circled one for, like, we really want to win that one and feel like we can do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're the next team up, aren't they? For you guys when in your climb up the ladder in the Championship League. With that said, trying to see if you guys are playing them next week. I see why you brought them up.
Yeah.
You have them next week, and then you have Steel Army after that. So, in a way, it feels like a good preparation for the upcoming Steel Army match in the league, right?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't go how we wanted it to, but I mean, Hawks won, and honestly, I thought, we'll all hop on at 6 and start playing, and we'll watch on our side monitors. We didn't get much practice done. We tried, and then we all just sort of were looking at the game. Because I mean, the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. Like, holy shit, I feel like a 13-year-old again. Like, what?
Yeah, I was about to ask, the elation must be, going all through your team and your wider community. I mean, this is the first time they've made the Super Bowl in, more than 10 years, right? So, you guys got any special plans for that then?
Obviously I'm gonna watch it. I want to watch it with my family like I usually do, and I mean, it's against the Patriots. We get to go up against the Patriots, and I think we're gonna kill them. Like, it's gonna be fucking great. I'm so looking forward to it. That defense is damn. But like, yeah, it's really exciting. But this game was a little bit of something where I don't know. I just feel like weird. The whole experience felt weird,
And on that note, you know, you did have that potential to change the dynamics of the game with your game mode selection. So take me through the thought process behind your games 2 and 4 picks for Drop Shot and Snow Day.
Well, I feel like Drop Shot's our game. That's like our number one that we've been relying on through this cup run. That I think that might be the first Drop Shot we've lost. And so then we go Snow Day because the Difos wanted to play Snow Day, and so I threw it up there like we should play it at some point. And then I thought when we actually came to the decision, I thought, oh well, we should play Hoops, but more people wanted to do Snow Day, so we did Snow Day, and it didn't work out very well. But we did know that that Steel Army were sort of a little bit of Blizzard wizards over there, but we just wanted to do it, so we did it, and that was sort of it.
No, I get it. I mean, if everyone's feeling like playing a certain game mode, you gotta go with it, because that was, you don't want to just put in a game mode where people weren't feeling it, you know, because in a 3-0 situation, you had to make sure you got that game back, and you also needed the comfort of your team to be in, you know, there. So I totally understand where you're coming from here. Well, one final question. What's your goal for the rest of the season? I mean, you guys got knocked out of the cup, finishing the top 4, but for the league, are you guys looking to break into the top 4 there as well?
I mean, we are in the top 4 by ranking. We're above Azul right now.
You guys are, yes,
the goal is
absolutely.
To stay there.
But
I think the goal is to stay there, and to do that, we got to beat Azul, and it would really also help to try to beat Steel Army. And then, I mean, if we're able to do those two things, maybe there's something that can happen against Rebellion. Who knows? But yeah, that's just try to win as much as we can. And I would really like to beat Azul, because I feel like that sweep, that second week that we played, just did not feel right. And as you can see, we played them to a 7-game series the next time we played them. So I think it'll be a lot closer the next time.
oh yeah, absolutely. We cannot wait for that one as well. Well, that about does it for the interview. Andrea, you have the floor now. Give your shout out, say what you want to say. Go ahead.
I mean, just shout out to my team. I hit champ earlier for the first time in my life. I've been
Let's
playing this game
go.
since like 2014, and being in this league with my team that I love so much, Adifo, Deeps, Huskies, Funk, that has helped me get like way higher than I have ever been in this game that I have played for 10 years. Like, yeah, it's fucking sick. I love my team. Also, shout out to Steel Army. You guys, you fucking destroyed today. Like, that was one of the most dominant things I've ever seen. I think we were in a little bit of shock, I'm gonna be honest with you. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to you, Maz, and commentating and all that stuff. Like, we get to have little fun streams and shit, and do all of this things, which I think is genuinely making me a better Rocket League player. So yeah, there's all that.
I love to hear that you broke the chat the first time. Once you do that, I mean, I think the sky's the limit at that point, because once you get to experience that level, you'll only get better from there, Andrea. So congrats on that, and I hope to see you keep it going.
All right, thank you. I think that is that.
Absolutely. You take care, have a good
GG.
night, and enjoy that win. All right, well, that about does it for the stream. Chat, we just had one match lined up for tonight between Steel Army and EC Eternal, but before we go, let's take a quick look at the Champ Cup bracket to see where we stand now. And after that 4-0 sweep, they will be facing off against Frontera Azul. So Steel Army versus Frontera Azul in the lower final in the championship. And the winner of that match will face off against the Rebellion in the grand final. Meanwhile, in the Premier, let's do a quick recap there as well. The Cinco Doce will face off against El Matador in the lower final, and the winner will face off against Frontera SD Chrome. So, the next cup matches, the lower finals, will be played in 3 weeks' time. We're going to have 2 weeks of league action first before we go into the next round of the Premier and Championship Cups. So, coming up next week, will be returning to the Premier and Championship Leagues best of 5 3v3 games. You know it. That about does it for tonight. Absolutely, Adifo. Yeah, we are definitely on the same pitch, so you're all good. Thank you very much for sticking around with us and watching this match. We only had 2 matches this week, but we'll be back with a whole lot more coming up next week. Take care. Have yourselves a good night. Stay safe from the extreme cold. And peace. Actually, before I go, can we raid? Sure. Do you have anyone in mind, Adifo? Yeah, sure, I can raid them. Absolutely. All right. We will be seeing you guys next week. Take care and peace.